Hello and welcome to the Week in Review, the show that brings you up to date with the week that was. Here are the top stories. Rupee touches record low. Goldman cuts 3-month target for the rupee to 58 to $1 from 55. Sun Pharma to pay 3,190 crore rupees to Pfizer. And WPI inflation softens to 4.7% in May. The rupee touched a record low of 58.99 rupees to $1 on Tuesday. The fiscal deficit and the trade deficit, combined with a gold-buying binge by Indians, put the rupee under sustained pressure. The RBI finally intervened to prevent the currency's slide below 59 to $1. The Finance Ministry also promised a further easing of FDI limits. It also outlined plans to sell sovereign bonds to Indians living overseas to stimulate foreign currency inflows. Goldman Sachs cut its 3- and 6-month forecasts for the Indian rupee to 58 per dollar each from 55 and 53 previously. It cited the sell-off in emerging market currencies and the country's relatively high current account deficit levels for its review. The bank has also revised its 12-month forecast to 56 per dollar from 52 earlier. Moving on to the pharma sector, Indian drug maker Sun Pharma will have to pay 3,190 crore rupees to Pfizer as part of a patent dispute settlement in the US. The company, along with Teva Pharmaceuticals, was fighting a patent suit filed by Wyeth Incorporated, now a part of Pfizer. The case was filed after the launch of generic copies of Wyeth's patented acid reflux brand Protonox. Sun Pharma and Teva Pharmaceuticals launched the generic version in the US in 2008. Teva will pay $1.6 billion as part of the settlement. Next up, General Motors India has asked its dealers to stop selling diesel variants of its newly launched Sail sedan and UVA hatchback. The company suspects problems with the 1.3-litre diesel engine of these models. It has also asked dealers not to sell the BS3-compliant Tavera model, though the car has not faced any problems. According to Mint sources, the sale of the Tavera model has been halted as a precautionary measure. The move may trigger a product recall of all the diesel models of the Sail and UVA manufactured over a certain period. The company has temporarily suspended production of these vehicles. Shares in Apollo Tyre Limited plunged as much as 25% on Thursday on concerns over valuation after the company agreed to buy US-based Cooper Tires and Rubber Co. The company plans to acquire Cooper Tires for $2.5 billion. Apollo Tyre's chief financial officer Sunam Sarkar said the company is not currently looking at converting into equity some of the debt it will take to finance the deal. Macroeconomic data released this week has thrown up mixed trends. India's annual consumer price inflation slowed for the third straight month to 9.31% in May. Food inflation, however, rose at an annual 10.65% in May, slightly higher than in April. Fuel inflation also came in higher. Meanwhile, inflation based on the wholesale price index slowed to 4.7% in May from 4.89% in April. Decline in the prices of fuel and manufactured products eased the CPI. Food inflation, however, accelerated to 8.2% from 6%, led by an increase in vegetable prices. India's factory output grew by 2.2% in April. The IIP averaged 1% in the fiscal year 2012-13. While mining continued to contract at 3% in April, manufacturing grew 2.8%. Although the WPI figure does give RBI some space for monetary easing, analysts are divided on whether the central bank will cut rates. The depreciating rupee and higher retail inflation remains a worry for the government. Now for some stories in brief. Despite internal differences, the Bharatiya Janata Party asked Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi to steer its election campaign for the 2014 elections. Following this development, veteran BJP leader L.K. Advani resigned from all key party posts. The move was rejected by senior party members. Advani withdrew his resignation 2 days later, persuaded by the RSS and other senior leaders. Lastly, markets rose nearly 2% today, breaking a 3-day fall. The gains were led by Reliance Industries, which is hopeful of a better yield from its blocks. Lenders too rallied as the WPI slowed, raising the hopes of a rate cut. The Sensex gained a steep 351 points to close at 19,178, while the Nifty gained 109 points, closing at 5,808. Traders are looking forward to the Reserve Bank of India policy review due on Monday. And that'll be all for today. Thanks for watching.